Hello YouTube, this is Luke Cardwalker with this week's Rivals Champion. What is your name, sir, and what did you play?
My name's Danny and I played Dogmatika. Dino Dog.
Alright, well let's see this deck.
Alright, I'll start off with the Dino Engine first. Okay. So I end up going with the one-ofs, Megatops, Giant Rex, Pterodon. I feel like this ratio is fine. Obviously, this is at 1. You don't play any more of this. You only play more of this if this was at like 3. 3 Agasaurus. Nothing to explain here. I think this is a perfect ratio. 3 is too bricky. I tried it at 3 when I was messing with the deck and trying to figure out stuff. 2 is just perfect. It sucks when you draw both of them though. Other part of the babies, Dinosaurus, the best baby. Self-explanatory. Pop it, gives you any dino you want. And 3 of like the most broken card in this deck and in Yu-Gi-Oh! Miscellaneousaurus. This says no to my opponent on anything they try to do when it comes to my dino plays. Non-responsive is fun Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. The second, I would say about the second best card. Raptor. Just does so much, popping your babies to get you baby, and then comboing off. And then, in my opinion, like the best boss monster right now. I don't know why this card's at like 2-3. It's the best card, wins you so many games. It's Big Daddy Ultimate Conductor.
He is a boss, alright.
You just bait out through the negates of your opponent, and then you just slap this after baiting the negates, and it's just like clear the board, and then they're just playing from scratch. So that's what I did a lot of today. Is like, you know, I'd bait out their negates and either play the other engine I have here, which I'll show right now, and then if I didn't have that engine, I just summon Conductor, and it was game. So that's it for the Dino monsters. Go into the spells. Double evolution pill. No more than that. 1 terraforming for the 2 lost world. This comes up a lot in certain scenarios. Some of the times I don't even use this, but it does come up. I don't want to play 3. Some people play 3 of this and 1 of this. I just think that's too bricky. So a lot of times I end up sliding out 1 terraforming, 1 lost world, and like I always still end up seeing this card. So that's why I take it out, because a lot of the times I always see these two by each other. Best searcher in the deck, now once per turn. Fossil Dig.
Yeah, it's a crazy card.
The card's broke. You draw double Fossil Dig in any combo, but it's pretty much game. That's it for the Dino Spells. Now we're gonna go into the second engine, Dogmatika. This is part of the engine, the Shoutouts Schism. So I play Maximus in here. 1 punishment. I tried it at 2. Decided 2's too much. Sometimes I would see like 2 night, 2 punishment. This just at 1's fine. This is like this says +3, +4, kind of like a second engage, pretty much.
That card's crazy.
Yeah, I literally plus so much off that. 3 of your next searcher, Ecclesia. Self-explanatory. I mean, it's summon it, special summon depending if you have a monster in it from the extra deck on the field, and it searches any Dogmatika card in deck. Punishment. It doesn't search this, obviously, it'd be too broken. Your monster, your Maximus, or anything, whatever you need. That's Dogmatika wise. Brings me to the other one. 1 Maximus. So there's a lot of different variants of Dino Dogmatika. A lot of people don't play this, and there's a few that do. Because people don't want to get Nova'd and have a Macabre summon on the turn, or if opponent has Itness in their extra deck popping your stuff. But at that time point, you're not really worried about Itness or Macabre, because if you're playing Dino Dog, usually by the time you're doing this combo, you already have Conductor, you know, make your Dolka first. You just have so much advantage, you don't really care. And then Winda, your opponent, sometimes I've done Winda and just Conductor and just win. And then the last one, just the 1. I was playing this at 2 and this at 2, but this to 1 is just because it's so searchable. That's it. It performed really well. I think the ratios are good. And then on to the hand traps. 3 of the best one. 3 impermanents. Self-explanatory. It's the best hand trap in the game. Double Ash, double Valor. So I was playing Gamma with this deck as well. That was another variant I was trying with the Gamma. And I just found it wasn't very good, even if I was going first or second. Like, the only thing it really helped is, like, if I activated a Fossil Dig and they had an Ash and I had a Gamma.
Yeah.
But other than that, or, like, activating a Deer, they have Ash, activate Gamma. But, like, other than that, like, once you use Gamma, it's kind of just dead for this deck, going first or second, to where this is good first or second, because to make a board, you can impermanence, or you can do it on their turn, doesn't matter. And then these actually have really good utility with this deck, because if you don't draw a big Dino Engine and you need a normal summon to get to an extra deck monster, if you're going second and like, or just first, but you brick really bad, you can normal summon any one of these to go into the links that I'll show in a minute, and they can start off your your combos to where like you can special summon Ecclesia and start off all your Nadir all your Dogmatika combos. So these are good for hand trapping your opponent, and also pseudo if you like kind of like quote unquote brick in this deck, which is very hard. It just gives you extra utility to go into a monster from the extra deck.
Hell yeah.
And that's all I play for hand trap. 7, perfect. With Conductor, you don't really need all that much, because most of the time you're gonna bait out everybody's like negates. So that's the main deck. I'll go into the extra deck next.
All right, let's see.
For the extra deck, my 1 Synchro, Omega. This doesn't come out very often, but there are situations where I have used Omega to where I had to like ditch a Conductor for a Phoenix or something, and I had Omega in the graveyard, and I would just Omega the Conductor back into my deck, and then like normal summon Raptor and search it right back. So this is really good. So like if you get rid of your pills, you use both your pills, you use both Conductors, but you have this, or you activate Nadir Servant and you send this to the graveyard, and you have a Raptor like, oh, I'm out of Conductors, just activate Nadir, send this, and then pop the Conductor, normal summon, and then you can get your Conductor right back to your hand, and then Spanish 2 Dinosaurs and summon Conductor. So it's like this card recycles your Conductor, recycles basically any Dino card or any Dogmatika card. So I've done this effect to where I recycle my Conductor from my graveyard to my deck. So this is really good utility for that. Onto the links. 1 Link Karibo, 1 Gardna, and 1 Almirage. And this is what I was saying about the hand traps. Just like Dogmatika Invoked, you summon Veiler or Ash, you can go into both of these. Or if you summon Veiler, you can go into one of these. Veiler's a level 1. So all these, Veiler says I can summon. Ash says I can summon this, and I can summon this. So like even if you're going second and like you brick and you get like more of the Dogmatika plays, and you want your Ecclesia to be special summon instead of your normal summon, you just use any one of those hand traps to do that, or like I said, just hand trap your opponent. But good utility. And I also play Almirage because sometimes you end up bricking and sometimes you might draw a baby and that's it, and then you have an Ecclesia in hand. Since baby's a monster with 1,000 or less, you can do this because you can't go baby with any of these. So this is really good for baby. Then you play the 1 Utility Phoenix. I actually use this today. I use it like once. It's there. This actually got me out of a Mystic Mine situation.
There you go.
Not today, but it does come up because I play 2 different engines. I play Spellcasters and Dinos, so people will like Mystic Mine me, not knowing exactly what I'm playing because they just see Dinos and then Mystic Mines on the field, and I'll just like normal summon Ecclesia, make Phoenix, and then pop Mystic Mine. So this is really good.
Yeah, that works.
And now it's time for the XZs. Dolka, Logia, Tornado. In my previous version I was playing 2-2, but I figure the way I've been playing the deck, most of the time making one of these, you only need to make it once. And like same thing with Omega, if you need a Dolka and you have an Omega and you're needing Dolka more for an extra, like trying to push, like you didn't push enough for game yet, but you want to make sure they don't have a monster, you can always just shuffle this back into the extra deck with Omega. So you can recycle all these with Omega. Anything's recyclable through Omega. So that's why 1 and 1's fine. Tornado, I've used it a couple times. It comes up for like back row and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's self-explanatory. These work fine in that ratio. Fusions for the Schism package. Play the Al Capone, the Construct window. I mean, I think this has been put online in multiple channels. This typical Shadal Schism package. You know, this says your opponent doesn't get to special summon.
Pretty standard by this.
So a lot of the times too, some people shotgun the Schism to summon this. A lot of the times, if possible, what I like to do is if my opponent activates any effect or fusion card that would special summon a monster, or a monster that special summons another monster, I always chain the Schism to that effect because that would be their special summon because my Schism will resolve first. Yep. So if you activate like a Shadal Fusion and I have the Schism, I change to Shadal Fusion, summon this, that is your special summon because this resolves first.
Yep.
So that I try to wait for that most of the time because then they kind of just can't do anything. So that worked out really good. And then just for the standard fusions for Nadir Servant is Titanclad, Skull Knight. I don't use this very much. I think I might cut it out. I rarely do this because a lot like right now in Yu-Gi-Oh there's a lot of cards that can be targeted. So I don't know what I might take this. I think I might play Unicorn, but there's times where it does come up, but there's a lot of times I don't tend to use it really often because I end up using this most often because this targets any card on the field. Yeah. So if there's monsters on the field that can be targeted, then you just target the ones that can, or face downs that you don't want to deal with. So this package is fine. I don't need any more. Some people play 2. I think 1's fine.
Very nice.
That's it for the extra deck. And then for the side deck, nothing too like out of the ordinary. I did decide to change it up a little bit. So I decided to play 2 Gamma Seal. The reason I play 2 Gamma Seal is for like Dragoon. If I don't want to start in Dark, if I don't feel like siding in Dark Ruler no more, so I side in the Kaijus. So it's good all around just to get problematic monsters. It's really good against Mega Clops. So like that card, like if they summon it on you and you're playing this deck, it could hurt. It could definitely hurt because in my extra deck I got on a 4,000 card that a punishment can pop it. So that's just really good. With there being so many decks that search, Rockets, even the Dogmatika Dino, Dogmatika Invoke, they do add quite like some, depending which variants. But there's a lot of adding in this game right now. So I play the 2 Droll. Some people don't, but I think Droll's coming back. I think it's really, really good right now. Any combo deck, like my last match, the final match today, like I sided in because he was playing like a Goki, Rusty, PK, like kind of combo deck. So I sided this in. If I saw it, I saw it. It was just really good against a lot of decks that search. That deck searches a lot. Everybody, I think, mains this. You should be maining. If you're not, you should. 3 Lancia. Too many decks that rely on graveyard effects, and including my deck. If you Lancia me, it hurts sometimes if I draw too much Dinos. But honestly, like a lot today, I was Lancia 3 or 4 times today. And then I just went the Deer combo. Yeah. I just went Dogmatika, so that's why I like it, because it helps with this deck. So like if you get hand trapped to death on your Dino stuff, like you can ditch miss, but your stuff is unaffected. But if you like banish miss for cost and they ash, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yep.
And sometimes that can actually determine, because you might have Baby in hand to summon the Raptor. So if they stop the miss to summon your Agasaurus, you can't pop the Baby to summon Raptor, and it stops your full combo. So a lot of the times, if I get Lancia'd, I'll usually just hold that combo, or if I don't have that combo Lancia, it doesn't really hurt because I'll just Nadir Servant and do the standard Dogmatika. And if they have Ash and Impermanence for the Dogmatika card, so be it. But that's why I like playing the engine, because you just ban out a whole bunch of negates, and and you don't really care about Lancia that much, unless if you're playing pure, you just lose. Like if they have OTK, you just lose. I don't use this at all. I think I might take it out, but it's there for utility against decks that have a hard time playing around in Biru, like Salamangrates, because a lot of lists right now are cutting down on the will to 2. So this is good against like certain roguish combo decks, like Salamangrates, ABCs, stuff like that, depending which variants you're playing. But a lot of like roguish decks, this is good against Salamangrates, sometimes against Rockets, but you know, if you're gonna do that, you side in these and these. If you're playing Rockets, if you draw both of these, they just lose. And then for my only back row, I don't really use this for monsters much, but my back row destruction doesn't cost you anything. It's free. Double Lightning Storm, and didn't really side this in today because I play a lot of combo decks today. Harpy's Feather Duster. When I have sided it in against back row, like I literally hard draw. It's like the most like it's a nutty card. Like you just draw it and you're like sack your opponent, and they're like, oh, GG. And then this card came up today against Rockets. He thought I was gonna go first, and I made him go first in game 3 and Dark Roller, or game 2. Game 2. In game 2, he thought I was gonna go first, and I made him go first game 2. I had full combo and saw the 1 Dark Roller, broke his board, he scooped. Yeah, this I think this over droplets, because in Dinos, in this version, you want your normal summon, you want your special summon, because most of the time yours are 1 or 2 card combos, but a lot of times if you have hand traps in your hand, plus combo, you want those hand shifts just in case your board isn't enough, but typically 99.9% of the time you break it unless people are mating this in their main.
Yep.
Some people do, but I don't think I really change anything. I might change Nibiru, but other than that, I wouldn't change anything. I've been using this for the past like 2 weeks and it's worked fine.
Awesome.
Pretty much hits all around.
Well, you got any shout outs for me?
Yeah, I do. I want to shout out Luke Cardwalker. Check
yeah.
out his YouTube channel. And shout out to Rivals Gaming. If you haven't been here, stop by to Mishawaka, Indiana. There's tournaments 4 times a week here. It's fun. Everybody's chill.
Best place to play.
And then shout out to all my friends back home in Kokomo and in Peru that I play, and they help me play test and stuff. I feel like I get better and better every day from playing here and playing with my friends back home. So shout out to everybody. Too many names, but yeah, that's it. That's all I have.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.